There are 37 million Latinos in the U.S. and 9.3 million are registered to vote. In the primary, Latinos represent a substantial portion of the populations in New York, New Jersey, and California, all delegate-rich states. In the general, Latinos could be the deciding factor in who wins the critical swing state of Florida. Still, the most important questions remain unanswered. What does it take to reach Latino voters, and how do campaigns translate enthusiasm into votes on Election Day? To understand the Latino vote, you've got to begin with the complexities of the community. Multiracial, bilingual, and spanning the decades, Latinos are by no means a monolithic group. A Cuban is very different from a Colombian, just as a Peruvian is very different from a Puerto Rican. New immigrants generally speak only Spanish, while first-generation Latino Americans tend to be bilingual. In pursuing the Latino vote, campaigns employ a two-pronged approach, utilizing English and Spanish-language media, as well as Spanish-language advertising, such as this ad from the Romney campaign. Senator Bob Menendez, one of 3 Latinos to serve in the U.S. Senate, says the effort is well worthwhile.
The road to the White House comes to the Latino community because our populations are located in the states with the greatest electoral votes to be elected president of the United States.
While most candidates are actively courting the Latino vote, it takes more than just a few words of Espanol to gain a community's trust. Among the issues most important to Latinos are educational opportunities, home ownership, and health care. But their interests and needs are as diverse as the community itself. For Dr. Alicia Menendez, economic policy will determine her vote.
People are losing their houses, and therefore, as they lose their houses, their tenants are losing their houses. So people have to keep moving. As they lose their jobs, they're unable to pay the rent, so we have more homelessness and more children that are living with other family members and families living together. So this needs to be addressed, and the economy is a serious problem.
For Davis Valdivia, child care and educational opportunities come first.
We're lacking, here in the United States on education, and everyone else is basically moving ahead. That's a big determining factor for me.
Immigration is also a hot-button issue. While family reunification opportunities and policy reform are absolutely imperative to the community, Latinos are understandably cautious about being associated with those who've come here illegally. And like most Americans, they oppose an open-door policy without restriction. And when I ask Elsa Valdivia, Davis's mother and Davis Jr.'s grandmother, what she is looking for in the country's leadership, she speaks of a stronger America for her grandson. That they have work and that they have a better future than I had when I was young. In the next year, Latinos will have an opportunity to flex their electoral muscle. Nevada was their first test, and Super Tuesday, or Super Martes, will be their next. If any candidate can rouse this sleeping giant, he or she will be all but guaranteed victory in November.